If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Hi everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host Mark, and first of all, let me say thank you to everybody who clicked on my last video about Glinda and the Haslab. The response was incredible. I've never had a video do that well. Even my best review has only hit 1,000 views. That video yesterday, as of this morning, had over 2,000. So you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for everybody who commented on it. Good, bad, or indifferent. I tried to reply to everybody, so hope you saw that. And thanks to all the new subscribers. You guys are amazing. So boy, do I have a doozy for you guys today. So I wanted to follow up on that video since we know that we're, sort of getting what we're getting with tier 1 and tier 2. And I think I might have cracked what we're getting, the figure that we're getting for the final figure. And we're going to go over all of that right now, and I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. So first off, as of today, Friday, as of the recording of this video, the Dragonfly is sitting at right about 13,300 backers. And I really think that however you feel about Glinda, I do feel like the Dragonfly is going to make it to that 16,000 mark. They may even make it to the 19,000 mark, and I think that's going to happen because I think people are going to want the figure that I believe we're going to be getting. As you know, with these Haslabs, all of these crowdfunding projects, they're all the same. There's a huge explosion of people who back it right at the very beginning. Then there's a big drop-off and a big lull where there's hardly no movement or very little movement throughout the entire middle part of it. And then at the very end, there's a huge explosion the last few days. So I think that we are definitely, with 31 days to go, I think we are definitely going to be breaking that 16,000 mark. Whether or not Glinda helped put that over the line or not, doesn't matter. I still think we're going to do it. So, getting right along to it, the first thing, we know that we're getting Wild Bill. We know that that's the figure that's included in the base offering of the Haslab, so we know that that's a lock. We hit 13,000 backers, so we know that we're going to be getting Ripcord. We know for sure that that's happening. That's going on right now. Now, we already have had the reveal that we are getting Glinda. We talked about that yesterday. If you haven't had a chance to watch that video, check it out up there in the top right corner right now. But what I want to talk about is who is this ever elusive final tier figure. And I think if we look back to the His Tank for a little bit of history and we decode what's going on down here at the bottom with these X's, I think we may have already had our answer. So if we go back and take a look at the His Tank. So the first two tiers for the His Tank were weapon, accessories, armaments, things like that got added on. The second add-on, if I'm not mistaken, was some side panels and some things to make it look more classic, right? And then the third add-on was the female gunner accessory figure, all of that. But then they really hit the home run. The big guns, the big swinger right there at the very end was classic Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander. They really saved that big Commander for the very end to help push them over that limit. And I think Hasbro is smart enough, since the His Tank was a huge success, I think they're smart enough to do this again and come out swinging with a big gun right at the end. And who better than another Commander? So what makes me think this? So if we look back at the tier 2 lock status when Glinda was not revealed, you can see if you count the number of X's, those are not random numbers, by the way. Those are not random X's that they put in there. A random number of X's, I should say. That's a very specific number of X's for both the name and the role. You can see that it spells out the exact same number of letters for Jane Mulligan and helicopter pilot. So late last night, I did a deep dive and I started looking into all of the G.I. Joe characters that were either pilots, associated with being pilots, paratroopers, anybody associated with aircraft, helicopters, jumping out of helicopters, jumping out of airplanes, like aerial snipers, all of that. And I couldn't find a single character whose name matched up with the number of X's, real name, not the code name, because as you saw before with Glinda, they didn't use her code name in her name reveal, and their role, to see if any of these numbers matched up, if the number of X's in the Tier 4 release matched up with any of these, and they didn't. So then I started thinking, well, about this Hiss tank. With the Hiss tank, they come out swinging with the big guns. They came out with Cobra Commander. So I'm thinking, what about another commander? And there was only one commander whose name and role fit both of the X's. And that's Clayton M. Abernathy, General Hawk. Role, Team Commander. And I think this is brilliant. Now, I don't think this is going to be the actual, like, fully decoed General Hawk that we see right here. I think they'll probably either redeco him in either maybe Tiger Force, maybe Night Force, maybe some other version of General Hawk that's been out there before in the past. I think they're going to slightly redeco this character, but I think that that's where we're going to see the first version of this character, because they will also be able to reuse this General Hawk in the future in the main line, because we see that that's happening with the Hiss tank characters. We also see that it's happening so far here. We've got Ripcord, who we know it's a Night Force version. It's going to be redecoed into regular Ripcord coming out in the main line. We've already seen with Glinda that they're going to be redecoing her into Classic Scarlet at some point in the future. And thanks for everybody who pointed out that there's been some leaks for Classic Scarlet and Classic Duke. I must have missed those. I haven't seen them. If anybody has links to all that information or any of those things, please leave a comment down below and let me know, because I would love to see that information. But that's who I think we're going to be getting. The letters add up, and I don't think that the letters lie. I think we're getting Clayton M. Abernathy, General Hawk, Team Commander, as the final unlock for this Haslab. That's my opinion. That's what I think is going to happen, and I think that the research here kind of shows that that's what's going on here. So, you guys let me know down in the comments down below who you think the final unlock is. Am I on point or am I way off base? And let me know who you guys think is going to be the final unlock, or who you'd like to see as the final unlock to get this thing over the 19,000 backers to bring home all of these tiers. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I hope you appreciate it. Continue to check us out over at Instagram.com/Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am the Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark, and remember, I will catch you in the toy aisles.